Paul Shrimpling, you're the founder of Remarkable Practice and you're a speaker here at Synergy 2017. The big buzz, you can't have missed it at this event, is making tax digital, and
Sure.
I think you may be addressing us about that.
Yeah.
The thing is, with a change on this scale, do you think it's primarily a technology issue or kind of more of a psychological and managerial issue for the practitioners themselves?
I think the easy answer is it's both. The big issue is how's the firm, how are the partners, how are the managers, how are the staff going to integrate technology into serving the clients. So there's a whole raft of habit change required, and habit change is not easy, change isn't easy. And so it's interesting, listening to some of the speakers, what's fired off in my head is if you look at the research by Jim Collins in his books, particularly Good to Great, he suggests that technology is not a driver for change, it facilitates the change. And I'm bolting that onto a conversation I had with one of the team from Intuit QuickBooks last week around the key piece that technology does for the firms is free time up. So if you've got 30-40% of the time of the people in the practice currently absorbed by, taken up by data input, data management, well, the technology, the software, the machines are going to do that for us, and very soon, I think. I think that's brilliant on the grounds that, well, if they are, a whole raft of people are going to be freed up to do other work. And one of the big issues that most partners, managers in accounting firms have is the lack of time to do what they want to do with their clients in order to deliver greater value to the clients. So I think, and just listening to Mr. Susskind, there's where's the value coming from? Because the machines can supposedly do everything. Even the relationship bit, according to what I've just been listening to, and yet the business owners, and this comes to what's the key emotion or the key emotional response business owners want from working with their accountant? And I would suggest it's certainty. They want to be certain everything's right, certain they're not going to get investigated by HMRC, certain that their business is going to grow.
But you've created this idea of a new relationship, freer time. Things are changing with the clients and the professionals, but both sides have to get there. And I think on the client side, it's not even denial as the stage we're in, it is total blanket ignorance.
Ignorance, yeah, I would agree.
And the practitioners, I think a lot of them are in denial or shock, the scale of the change ahead.
Yes.
How can they get through these stages to where they begin to make productive alterations to their habits?
Well, they've got to buy the fact that this is coming and it's unavoidable. And events like this help do that. Interviews like this help do that. Just like RTI, auto-enrollment, they've washed through the profession, washed through the business owners, and Making Tax Digital is going to do the same. It is inevitable. I think, to a degree, the government, HMRC, have done the profession a disservice by extending and adding a year into the mix. So now we've got 2 years to, excuse the French here, but faff about with Making Tax Digital. Whereas, gosh, what an opportunity they've now got to prototype. And I think that's got to be the key word, is every firm that I'm working with, consulting with, I'm driving them, pushing them really hard to prototype everything that needs to be prototyped as soon as possible so that they can scale up.
And you've mentioned the word opportunity. I mean, if firms, as they can get through the change processes they need to put in place, what kind of opportunities do you see in the MTD world for practitioners?
I think the big one is accountants historically have been guilty of seeing clients once a year. Making Tax Digital with quarterly reporting creates the most fantastic opportunity to have quarterly conversations or even quarterly meetings with clients and deliver good value in those discussions, whether it be by phone, by Skype or face to face. And I think that's the significant key opportunity. For years I've quizzed accountants, whether as an audience or one-on-one, as to where do clients, where do business owners get the value from? Is it the technical work they physically do? Is it the speed of the work that they do? Or is it the actual relationship work that they do, the guidance, the advice, the input? And without fail, accountants agree that actually the most valuable bit is the relationship piece. And yet, when you look at how much time they invest in relationship work, meetings and calls, it pales into insignificance compared with the review work and the technical work? Well, making tax digital, technology, cloud, artificial intelligence and so forth is creating an opportunity. The government have done the profession a massive favour, and I believe that accountants who grasp the opportunity and turn their practice into one that has at least 4 substantive, valuable conversations with the clients every year won't have a problem with this. The firms that don't do this think it's not going to happen, or just treat making tax digital as we've got to absorb the technology. That won't be enough, because they will see price pressure. The firms that don't see the price pressure, because they've got a higher quality relationship, are the ones who've had the meetings and the calls every quarter.
It's a fascinating perspective, Paul. Thanks for sharing it.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, John.